Well, we begin this afternoon with the final results from the election audit from the presidential election last November. And the key takeaways from the report found President Biden won Maricopa County by a wider margin. The Cyber Ninjas firm also finding no evidence of voter fraud. Now, we have complete team coverage for you on Arizona's audit. Our team's inside the state capitol when the final report was presented today. We're also outside gathering reaction for you. And after 3 months of work at the state fairgrounds, 2.1 million ballots have been examined. Days of court wrangling, and it all comes down to right now as the Arizona State Senate receives the results of their forensic audit of the Maricopa County vote. So let's start our team coverage with ABC 15's Melissa Blasius, who was right there inside Senate chambers during this presentation.
And Katie, we actually just stepped outside, just finished talking to Senate President Karen Fann. Here's what we know. The top news is that the audit confirms that Joe Biden did win in Maricopa County. In fact, the auditors did their hand count, giving Biden ultimately an even larger margin of victory by an extra 360 votes compared to Donald Trump. Secondly, the auditors, though, are saying that their investigation was incomplete and inconclusive because they did not get every record. They did not get every record or get every question that they wanted answered, which means that still, the controversy over the 2020 presidential election here in Maricopa County is still far from over.
There was no predetermined outcome that if we didn't find this or didn't find that, we have failed, because it's exactly the opposite. If we identify strengths and weaknesses in our election procedures and statutes, and if we confirm that in this case, an election was conducted where the hand count of the ballots matches the electronic tally of the election system used by the county, I don't consider that a failure at all.
Now, as you may remember, the state Senate paid for the audit of the Maricopa County election results at the request of Donald Trump's supporters, who raised many allegations of voter irregularities, things like bamboo ballots and Sharpie Gate. Now, once the audit showed that the original count was on target, that Biden won, the focus here inside the state capitol shifted from the idea of possibly decertifying this election or systematic voter fraud to a 3-hour presentation about random unanswered questions. One legislator told us there were so many things on the list, she can't keep track of them all. Things like cybersecurity at the elections department, password security, deleted election files, perceived issues with approving signatures on those early voting ballots that come in. Now, auditors did not find any conclusive evidence of fraud, but they raised enough questions about the Maricopa County Election Department's accountability and security that some Republican legislators, Trump supporters, are now pushing for legislative hearings, new election laws, and even an investigation by the state attorney general.
Fraud is intentional malfeasance, intentional actions. We can't prove that there were intentional actions that caused these problems. What we do know is that there were problems and they need to be fixed. It is up to the Attorney General's office to ensure that statutes are followed. That's his job, so therefore he can decide whether there is anything improper that needs to be investigated.
In fact, Senate President Karen Fann sending a letter to the AG's office today requesting exactly that Mark Brnovich further investigates the 2020 presidential election in Maricopa County. And at this point, based on all of the things they want to do, this could go on for months and months longer. Still, the Republican legislators are pushing forward with these questions about the 2020 presidential election. We'll have a lot more throughout the evening here on ABC 15. For now, I'm investigator Melissa Blasius at the state capitol. Back to you.
Melissa, thank you. Next in our team coverage, strong reaction and pushback from state Democratic leaders in what they call, quote, a sham audit. ABC 15's Nicole Grigg joining us live outside the Senate chambers with their reaction to all of this tonight. Nicole.
Yeah, some strong reaction, especially from Senate Democrats. You know, they're being very direct in their response, calling the conclusion embarrassing, and they have real concerns moving forward about election integrity. Just hours before the final report was released, Arizona Democratic Party leaders calling a press conference.
This isn't about trying to find the truth. They know what the truth is. They won't accept it.
Democrats seeing that draft report that was leaked Thursday night. Senate President Karen Fann confirming Friday the results did show that President Joe Biden did win Arizona.
Not only did they just confirm to us that Joe Biden won and Trump lost, they confirmed to us that Biden won by an even larger margin. I mean, this is an embarrassment for them.
State Senate Minority Leader Rebecca Rio says she doesn't think this audit and election security debate ends here. She believes the next legislative session could mean more bills aimed at undermining the voting system.
The concern is that they will use this report to justify additional ways to suppress the vote, because at the end of the day, they lost.
And while Senate Republicans are raising more questions about the 2020 election, Maricopa County Supervisor Steve Gallardo says he's ready for whatever's next.
We're prepared to defend every point, every action in that audit report. As our chairman has said over and over again, be prepared to defend this in court.
Here, he mentioned Leo Biasucci and
And I can tell you that the GOP leaders who have really been pushing this audit, actually just coming out of the Senate chambers, and they're up here talking right now. GOP Chair Kelly Ward standing on the stage right now, addressing a couple dozen people. And honestly, out here, they have a lot of excitement for what they heard, and they will continue to be out here with a number of speakers. Reporting live in Phoenix, Nicole Gregg, ABC 15, Arizona.